Heavenly Father, we would like to thank you for the gift of life you have given us. For many have died, but we are still here in this lesson. We pray that as we are going to go through this lesson, you send your Holy Spirit, you grant us knowledge, wisdom, and understanding so that we understand everything that we are going to be taught at this time. With this, I pray in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Thank you very much, Apio. Probably before we start, as we wait for the numbers to rise a little bit more, can I get someone to remind us of what we did last week in English language? Anyone who remembers? Apio, did you forget your hand up or you want to answer? Okay. Does anyone remember what we did in the English lesson last week? Yes, Faith?
Madam learned about minute writing.
Okay, very good. We had a lesson on the writing of minutes, and I hope we revised our writing of minutes very well, because it's a question that is compulsory and can come in our final paper. Does someone quickly want to remind us some of the highlights of that lesson on minutes? What do you remember that is very important when you're writing your minutes? What things shouldn't miss? Yes, Apio?
Thank you very much, Madam. I did not attend the lesson, but at least I have some hint on it. So when we are writing minutes, we should write the heading of where, and the time, and the venue. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much. So the title is important. Faith, you have run away. I thought you wanted to tell us something extra. Okay. Well, I hope you'll be able to revise what we looked at. I think the video was sent to the WhatsApp groups. So please go through and do some revision. Okay, so I guess we can now start off our seminar. In the chat, please remember to register. I have put the link where you can register. So please remember to register. A few questions were sent to the WhatsApp groups. So I hope many of you were able to look at those questions, because they're going to be the basis for today's lesson. So allow me to screen share so that we can start off our lesson or our seminar. I hope people can see my screen.
Yes, madam, we can.
Okay. Teacher Deborah, are you there? Okay. So we're going to look at a few questions as we revise English language. And for the S4s, we'll kind of be preparing for box and probably you name time. There is someone who is making my microphone echo. Please mute yourselves if you're not saying anything. Amukombe, I think you're the one who is making my microphone. Okay. So as I was saying, we're going to look at a few questions as we revise and prepare for whether it's mocks or next exams, etc. Because we are a combination of S3 and Senior 4. Probably by show of hands, how many of us were able to look at these questions? Can I see by show of hands? Only one person. Okay, 2 people, 3, yes. Okay, so it looks like many of us are going to see the questions here. The gentlemen, the ladies are giving you a challenge because it looks like no gentleman saw the questions. All the hands are for ladies. Okay, so probably the ladies today, you're going to show the gentlemen what you're made of. Okay, I think we can start. And probably we'll do one number from the functional writing part and then go to section B and then come back like that. I hope it won't mix people up. I just want to make the seminar a bit lively. So you do something hard, then you do something simpler like that. Okay, so we'll start with the number 1 because it's a little hectic. And I know that many of you have actually looked at the writing of a CV. Can we get someone to read number 1 for us? Yes, Mercy?
Number 1, you are reading the job section in a daily newspaper when you come across a job advert. The searching organization, World Projects International, is looking for a projects coordinator to join their team to implement an upcoming rural homes project. The person must have at least 3 years experience in a similar position with a reputable organization with a university degree in project planning and management from a credible institution. The organization has asked potential candidates to send their CVs. Candidates are required to include 3 referees, including their current boss, as a potential candidate. As a potential candidate, prepare your CV.
Okay, thank you very much. Is there anyone who tried to work this out? Or is there someone who can take us through how to write a CV so that they lead us? Yes, Amelia?
Teacher, I don't know if I'm audible where I am.
Yes, we can hear you, only that the background is a bit noisy, but we can hear you.
Okay. Okay, I've told the people around me to reduce their noise.
Okay, thank you.
When we are writing a CV, we follow a certain format. We start by writing the title, which includes the name, the person's name, the owner of the CV. Then it includes the day it's valid and it's written in capital letters. For example, my title could be Emilia Joy's Curriculum Vitae as at 28th April 2022.
Okay. Yes, Joy, continue. Amelia, continue.
Yes, please, teacher.
Please continue after the title.
After the title, we have the biodata. And under biodata, we have the name, the gender, date of birth, religion, nationality, the email address, the postal address, and telephone details. And these are listed going downwards.
Okay, thank you very much. So, like Emilia Joy has said, when you're writing your CV, you begin with your title, and then after the title, you have your bio data. Now, biodata has things to do with your birth, your name, and then also your contacts, your email address, your phone contact, and probably your postal address if you have one. Yes, Emilia, you may continue.
After the biodata, we have the personal profile. Here you basically talk about yourself, your strength. For example, I could say that you could mention that you're a very hardworking person, someone who is very ambitious. You talk about your good character traits that make you suitable for the job given.
Yes, Amelia, sorry, I had muted myself.
Pardon, please.
You were saying?
Then after the personal,
Amelia, you're speaking, but I can't hear you. Teacher Deborah, is it me?
No, I can hear you.
Okay. Looks like
Teacher
Amelia
said
has.
it's a student, yes.
Okay. Well, Amelia had taken us up to somewhere. Thank you very much. Mercy, Atim, do you want to continue from there?
Yes. After the personal data, we go to the education background, where you tell us the period you have been in a particular institution and the award you acquired from there. Then after the education background, we go to your experience. Maybe in this case, they're telling us you should have, the candidate must have worked for 3 years in a similar position with a reputable organization. So I think in this case, we have to put 3 years, in, in a certain organization that is reputable. After the experience, we go to the hobbies or your interests. For example, if my interest is mentoring, I can write mentoring if, I think, yeah. Then after the hobbies or interests, you list, it's showing your personality. You give your referees. And in this case, the question is telling us you have to give 3 referees, including your boss. So I think you give your boss's referee, and I don't know, maybe the professor or maybe one of the teachers in the university or your secondary school. Yeah, then after the referees, you give the conclusion. You say, for example, me, I, Atimasi, hereby confirm that the information given here is true to the best of my knowledge. That's all I know.
Okay, thank you, Mercy. What you have referred to as a conclusion is actually a declaration where you you actually declare that the information you have given is true. Because remember, you're talking about yourself, your education background, the places you have worked in, what you like. So the information you're giving is factual. You try not to tell lies when you're writing a CV. Okay,
Okay.
so that is why that declaration comes at the very end. Thank you very much, Mercy. There was someone whose hand was up, but they seem to have gone off. Okay. So in this particular CV, if we dare to look at the screen, there are certain things that come out and they should be as part of your CV. So they have talked about having at least 3 years working experience, a university degree in project planning and management, 3 referees. So that means all those things, including your current boss. So all those things should be in your CV. So when you're writing your CV, like has been pointed out by Emilia and Mercy, those particular things are important. Oh, sorry, just give me a moment. Okay, I hope everyone can see my screen.
Yes, madam.
Yes, madam.
Okay, so just to emphasize what Emilia and Mercy have been talking about, when you're writing your CV, this is the format that is important. Okay, the title, Emilia told us you can put your name, so and so's CV. So if you are Teddy, then you can put Teddy's CV. Then after your title, which you underline, so your title, preferably you write it in small letters. Only the first letter should be capitalized, or the name, the starting of your name should be capitalized, and then you underline it. Then you can have the biodata, which is your personal information as well as your contact information. You make sure that these bits are all underlined because they are subtitles, okay? So you write biodata, you underline it. Then you can move to your education background or work experience. Teacher Deborah, which one comes first? Is it the work experience or the educational background?
Educational background.
Education
Okay.
background.
Thank you very much. So after your biodata, you write your educational background, and then you can move to your work experience. In these 2 things, it is important for you to note that the most recent is what comes first. And if you can draw a table, it's even better for you. The school or institution you went to, the years that you were there, and then your certificate or what you got from there. Is it a degree or a certificate? Then if you're dealing with work experience, the institution you work in or worked at, what years you were there, and then what job you are actually doing. So you can tabulate when you're looking at your educational background as well as your work experience. Then you can also have your skills. What skills, extra skills do you have? Are they IT skills, etc.? What hobbies you have? What things do you enjoy doing outside of work? All these are important. Language proficiency is also important. Then you can have the referees. The question has asked for 3. So make sure you have the 3 of them, as well as that of your current boss. So that means that when you're writing out your work experience, that the company you work for should be reflected in the rephrase that you write. And then lastly, the declaration. Okay, so that is the format that you should have in mind whenever you're writing your CVs. Teacher Deborah, can we take on the questions, please?
Excuse me, madam.
Yes, please.
Yes.
Can I please know what's the meaning of proficiency?
Oh,
Okay. Teacher Teddy, I'm here. I don't know whether the rain is not too loud.
no, it's not. Please go ahead.
Okay. So good afternoon, everyone. When we talk about proficiency in a language, we are talking about how well you know a particular language. Okay. And under language proficiency, we expect you to write those languages that you know, and you can actually go ahead and show how well you know that language. You can be fluent in a language, you can be accurate about a language. So when you're writing about the proficiency, you can say that I'm very good at English. I speak
Teacher Deborah, have you gone off?
very good English, or I can write very good English. I can speak Kiswahili quite well. So you can even give how well. I'm here.
Okay.
Teacher Teddy, I am here, but I don't.
Yes, we can hear you now, but there's some bit where you are breaking. Okay, I hope that question has been answered, and Teacher Deborah has clearly given us examples. So TechnoSpark 7, you are asking for examples. I hope you have had. Ninsima, Agnes, please ask.
Excuse me, madam. Good afternoon, madam.
Good afternoon, Agnes.
Madam, yeah, I'm asking like when you make a table and languages, then spoken and then written of 3 columns.
Yes, Agnes, you can do that. You just have to be organized.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, Success.
Okay, madam. For me, I'm asking my question about the title. What if I just write my title in capital letters and then I don't underline it? And then I don't put my name, I just put the curriculum vitae when I've not put my name and when it is in capital letters.
Okay, thank you. 2 things. 1, now you know that you're supposed to underline. So why wouldn't you underline? That is laziness. Always play safe, okay? It is simply drawing a line below the word, okay? So always do what is expected of you. Then 2, anyone can write curriculum vitae, anyone can write CV. Whose CV is it, okay? What identifies it as your CV is personalizing it. So this is so and so's CV. Okay, I hope I've answered your question.
Yes, madam, but then the word is in capital letters. I thought we don't underline, we just underline it when it is in non-capital letters.
Okay.
Teddy?
Yes, when you choose to write everything in capital letters, then you don't have to underline. That is okay. So if you're going to write Sarah's CV, if everything is in capital letters, then you don't have to underline. But it is always best that you use the small letters and underline, because then your title will stand out clearly. Okay? So remember, a CV has subtitles, so your title should clearly stand out. That is why it is best when you use the small letters and then you underline, but it is really up to you. I hope that has been answered.
Thank you, madam.
Okay, Mercy, you have a question?
Yes, madam. Madam, is language proficiency a must? Because in our school, they didn't give us that. Is it like very essential, we must include it?
It is not essential. If you choose to do away with it, it is okay. But when you get into the working world, it will be very important for you to have it.
Okay. Thank you. Then another thing is experience. For example, if the school is you have just finished your senior 4 examinations, what experience should I put there?
Teacher Deborah, you want to take that on?
Okay. I hope we know that it's not a matter of cramming here, but understanding and answering the question. So if I am sure you could have taken on something that can back up your experience. For example, I've seen people who take on computer courses. I've seen people who do community work. Okay, so depending on what the question that you're looking for, really we need to know that you're suitable for this job. Okay, so you will need to include a bit of experience based on the question and what you want to earn.
Okay, madam, but okay, in specifically when you're finished your senior 4, what experience, like an example, can you put there?
I've just given you an example of I've participated in community work. There are people who can, for example, say, I do briquettes, or I have been doing some craft work, you know, based on what it is you answer.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, Duke, can you go ahead and ask?
I was just asking about the order. Is it like you had put work experience before education background? Is it supposed to be like that always?
No, Duke, the education background comes before the work experience.
Okay.
Okay, Rebecca, Chimera.
Thank you. My concern is I would love to hear something about the personal profile, because according to one of the seminars I attended recently, they said according to the changes, the CV is supposed to be having a personal profile.
Rebecca, what did they tell you about that personal profile?
Like the personal profile is something like a praise statement that is supposed to stimulate the interest of the reader. It's something that introduces the reader to your CV in line with the job.
Well, I know that a personal profile is necessary if someone is writing a CV for the work world, okay? For exam purposes, I'm not very sure about that. The personal profile is like a summary of what you're capable of doing, and it usually comes immediately after the biodata. Okay, that is if you're writing a CV for the outside world, for the real work world. But for exam purposes, it might not be very important. Rebecca, are you a student or a teacher?
I'm a teacher.
I thought so. So because it's a seminar, then you're allowed to teach us something. Okay, so please go ahead and teach us.
No, I wasn't ready to teach anything, but the fact is that according to the explanation, I wasn't seeing it there. That's why I was concerned. Like, I wanted to be sure, is it a must, or like if a student leaves it out, I do not have to penalize that student?
Well, the last I checked, students are not penalized for it. Okay, if someone has it, well and good. If they don't have it, it's not a big issue. The important things that have been considered title, biodata, educational background, work experience, the skills, the hobbies, and then the referees and the declaration. Those are the crucial ones.
Okay, maybe lastly, when it comes to the working experience plus the education background, it was said that according to the adjustments made by UNEB, these two parts are supposed to be paragraphed. But I had one of the participants ask, and you said it's okay if you table. May I get a clarification?
Rebecca, they're supposed to be tabulated. You can't put in paragraph form because if it's in paragraph form, then you're going to say, I have been working, or I worked at this company from this year to this year as this. I worked at, that would be tedious. It is better done in tabulated form.
Okay.
That is what I know. Okay, thank you very much for your contribution.
Thank you.
Gloria Divine, you'll be the last person, and then we move on to the next question.
Okay, I wanted to know, when you're writing the referees, you have to include even where they work, like maybe including even like their workplaces, or you just only have to put their names and maybe their numbers, their contacts. Thank you.
Gloria, when you write the referees, you have to put where they work. Remember, they are referees for your work or your new place that you want to work in. So it would be good if you put where they work and probably what position they hold at that workplace. And then the contacts, email and phone number, or just phone number. So there should be a contact of some sort. But where they work is very important, especially if they are working. Okay, I see two more hands, Eliza or Eliza, I don't know which one. Then lastly, Oza, we have to get moving.
Madam, mine, I want to know whether personal information is the same as biodata.
Yes, it is. They're the same.
And
Oza?
then my teacher at school gave us reference that you also write the PO box number of that person plus his email.
Yes, all that is part of contact. It's okay to write the PO box.
Thank you, madam.
Oza?
Me, I wanted to know, do I write my information in capital letters or small letters? I want to know where capital letters and small letters are used.
When you're writing the rest of your CV, everything is in small letters, okay? Except, of course, when you come across proper nouns. You can't write your name with small letters totally. You would have to use a capital letter somewhere. So everything else is in small letters. If it's a subtitle, you just underline to show that it is a subtitle. I hope
Thank
your
you.
question is answered.
Yes,
Okay,
madam.
thank you. So that's it for the CV. I hope we have been reminded of a few things here and there, and corrected ourselves where we had misconceived something. Okay, so I'd said that we'll do a number from one section, go to another section like that, so that at least by the time it gets to 4, we have tried to do something from each section. So allow me to take us to paper 2. And I think we'll do, no, let's do the rewrites, and then we'll come back to okay, so we'll do the rewrites and then we'll go back to probably summary writing and then back to functional writing. So I think rewrites are a little easy, and whether we saw the questions before or not, we can still give answers so that I have more people participating. Okay, can I get someone to read 13.1 as well as the instructions? Yes, Daphne Joy.
The big girls continue being hostile to us. The answer. The big girls went on being hostile to us.
Okay, Joy, do you mind pass reading this instruction for us?
Rewrite the following 3.1 to 3.10 as instructed. Do not change the meaning.
Okay, then please repeat your question and answer.
The big girls continued being hostile to us. Use went. The big girls went on being hostile to us.
Okay, thank you very much. The big girls went on being hostile to us. Who can tell us what they are testing in this number? You know, in English language, there are very many grammatical aspects we do from senior 1 up to S4. All of them are important as we answer the questions. So which aspect, which of those topics are they testing? Success, are you answering the question?
Yes, madam, I think preposition.
Okay, preposition. And usually when we add a preposition to a verb, then we have what we call a phrasal verb, because the word now, or that addition of a verb and a preposition, where the word takes on new meaning, makes a phrasal verb. So in this number, they are testing your use of phrasal verbs. So you're supposed to find which preposition you can add to went that will mean the same as continued. And we know that that is went on or go on. Okay, so thank you very much. Can we get someone to do 13.2? Shaddai?
The question is 13.2. Nowhere would such indiscipline be tolerated. Rewrite to end anywhere. Such indiscipline would not be tolerated anywhere.
Please repeat.
Such indiscipline would not be tolerated anywhere.
Thank you very much, Shaddai. That is correct. such indiscipline would not be tolerated anywhere. Okay, so I hope you realize that nowhere changes to anywhere, and anywhere is one word, while nowhere are two words. Okay, 13.3, someone? Colin?
13.3, something is wrong with the class. Rewrite whatever. Whatever is wrong with the class.
Colin, please read what you see.
Yeah. 13.3 says that something is wrong in the class. Sorry, yeah. Something is wrong in the class. Then rewrite whatever. Whatever is wrong with the class.
Colin, something is wrong in that class.
Pardon?
The question is, something is wrong in that class.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then
so the answer becomes,
whatever is wrong in that class.
Okay, whatever is wrong in that class. What is a punctuation mark at the end? Ida?
I think it's the exclamation mark.
Okay, why do you think it's an exclamation mark?
Because it's a kind of
Ida, I haven't heard you.
Is asking.
Faith, do you want to help Ida? Her network is not very clear.
Whatever.
Okay. Ida, your network is not clear. Please mute yourself. Success, are you saying something?
Answer the number.
Sorry?
Answer the next number.
Oh, okay. Eliza, are you saying something on that number? Okay, so Colin has said the answer is whatever is wrong in that class. And ideally, like Ida has said, the punctuation mark would be an exclamation mark because someone is not happy or is disapproving of whatever is happening in that class. So please ensure that you have the right punctuation. Thank you very much. Success, you can do 13.4.
13.4. All you needed was to work hard. Success was going to be yours. Use if only. If only you worked hard, success was going to be yours.
That is Success's answer. now I can see why you really wanted to do the number, because your name is there. Okay.
Not really.
Someone else who has a different answer, you're going to tell me. Peace, are you answering the same question?
No, madam, I just wanted to answer 13.5.
Okay, people for 13.5, first lower your hands. I only want to see people who still have something to say on this number. Lil, yes, Luther.
If only you had worked hard, success would have been yours.
Okay, very good. Luther, why are you choosing to use, or why is that your answer?
Teacher, because in the second sentence, they said success was going to be yours, and I saw a present tense. Is it
present or past? I think it's past.
So it's past. Yes, I saw a past participle. So I thought it was necessary to introduce have and had.
Okay, that is what Luther has to say. Christine, I hope you're still giving us something on the same number.
Yeah. My answer is sorry, let me read. All you needed was to work hard. This was going to be yours. So my answer is, if only you worked hard, you would have succeeded.
Okay, you would have succeeded.
Excuse me, madam.
But you are, before someone says excuse me, the second sentence is saying success was going to be yours. You're changing to you would have succeeded. So that means was going to be yours is not part of your answer. And yet, remember in the instruction, they said, do not change the meaning.
Only you what success was going to be yours. I will try.
Okay, so there's something missing in your answer. Please think about it again. You are on the right track. Gloria Divine.
If only you worked hard, success would be yours.
That is what Gloria thinks.
Ida? Yes.
If only you worked hard, success would be yours.
Had success.
Okay. People, now first all of you put down your hands. Let's look at this number. Remember, for every number that you do, you think about what it means before you actually write the answer. That is why they tell you, do not change the meaning. So, all you needed was to work hard. Success was going to be yours. Has this already happened? Is it about to happen? What exactly is taking place here?
It has already happened.
It has already happened. So has someone succeeded or they haven't?
They haven't.
Has someone succeeded or they haven't? Please put up your hands so that we have an organized class.
They haven't.
Ida is saying they haven't. I hope we all agree that the person hasn't. So this is something that has already happened. So if it is something that has already happened, and we know in our English language, we have if one, if two, and if three. And the instruction is telling us to begin if only. What if are we considering? Remember, it's something that has already happened. So what if is being considered in this number? Which if should you have in your answer? People, please mute yourselves if you're not saying anything. Yes, Faith.
Madam, I think
Faith, it is if?
3.
Very good. So if it is if 3, that is the correct answer.
Yeah. Only what
Okay, madam. If only you had worked hard, success would have been yours.
If only you had worked hard, success would have been yours. Thank you very much. Please mute yourselves. And I think that is the answer which Luther gave us. Much as the reason he gave was not really right, but at least his answer was on the right track. So every time you're going to do the if questions, please ask yourself, are you putting it in if 1, if 2, or if 3? So think about the meaning of the sentence before you actually answer it. I hope that is clear. Okay, I think we can move on. Someone wanted to do 13.5. I think it was Liana. Is it?
No, madam.
Was it Liana or Peace?
Was it
Peace. Peace, you're making my microphone
13.5.
echo. Continue.
Gertrude doesn't get out of the compound without permission. Rewrite using used to. Gertrude is not used to getting out of the compound without.
Okay, very good. Gertrude is not used to getting out of the compound without permission. I hope we all remember how we use used to. Thank you very much. Okay, can I get someone to do 13.6? 13.6.
Only
Eliza? Sorry, Teacher Deborah, I didn't hear you.
Lizzie, Liana's hand up. Liana, are you answering?
Yeah, I'm answering 13.6. Teacher, are you getting me?
Yes, we are.
There has seldom been such heavy rains. Begin seldom. Seldom has there been such heavy rains.
Okay, very good. Seldom has there been such heavy rains. Which topic is this in English language for those of you who remember it? Which topic? Can someone tell us?
Cynthia? Cynthia?
Yes, please, teacher.
Your hand is up. Are you answering?
Yes, I had a question.
What is the question about?
No.
What is
I had
the
a
question?
question, teacher.
Yes, please, go ahead and ask.
Okay, I didn't understand the other number for if only.
Okay. Unfortunately, I didn't catch who asked that. But when you look at this number, all you needed was to work hard. Success was going to be yours. This is something that another person says to someone who hasn't succeeded in whatever they were doing. They didn't work hard enough, so they did not succeed. So it is something that has already happened. Teacher Rusty, you want to say something?
Yes, I just want
Please
to
go ahead.
say to let them know to mark success was is in the past. That is already an indicator that something, the time is already past. That she did not attain success because it is now we are talking in the past. We are talking in the future. The success was supposed to be achieved in the past. I just wanted to support that. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Teacher Rusty. So because it's something that is in the past or has already happened, that means we can't use if one, okay? And because it is something that has already happened, then it is not like recent, it is something that has already happened. So we have to use if 3. I hope that is clear for the person who asked the question. Thank you. Teacher Deborah, probably a hand to do the next number, to choose someone to do the next number.
Okay, Faith, your hand is up.
Okay, madam, just a trial. Hadley had Tom just. Okay.
Do you like book? Faith? I think Faith is busy. Lucy?
Okay, the question is, Tom got into trouble with the director of the school. Tom had just joined it. Tom had known this director for a long time. Join into one sentence beginning Hadley. Okay, let me try. My answer is, Hadley had Tom joined the school, then he got into trouble with the director, despite the fact that he had known him for a long time.
Okay, I'll ask the first question. When you use hardly, do you use than or when?
When.
When. But in your answer, you put than, so that already disqualifies your answer. Can we get someone else to
There is a person named SSB.
Hadley had Tom join the school when he got in trouble with the director of the school whom he knew for a long time.
Is there a way of saying your answer without repeating the school? When you look at the question, I think it's possible.
Teacher Teddy.
Yes, please.
This person also changed the question.
Let me try.
You had eliminated the had. You need to go back to the question as well. Yes, try again.
Yes, madam, let me try.
Please go ahead.
Yes, let me try.
Please go ahead.
Hadley had Tom join the school
when he got into trouble with a director whom he had known for a long time.
Uh-huh.
Do you
Yes,
want to
teacher.
allow other people to give
Yes,
their...
please.
Samuel? He has gone off. Lillian?
Hardly had Tom got into trouble with the director of the school, whom he had known for a long time, when he joined it.
No, I think you have changed the question.
Yes. There are more hands coming up. Teacher Teddy? Bukenya?
Yes, Teacher Deborah.
Luther, Bukenya?
Hardly had Tom joined the school when he got into trouble with this director, whom he had known for a long time.
Very good. Very, very good. Okay. Unless someone has another answer. Liana?
Okay, I came back to echo my answer. Hardly had Tom joined the school when he got into trouble with the, sorry, let me repeat. Hardly had Tom joined the school when he got into trouble with the director, despite the fact that he had known him for a long time.
Wow. Liana, I don't know why you're insisting on using despite the fact that it is too long for you to incorporate it. I think you can do away with it by just using the pronouns, relative pronouns. Eliza? Okay, Eliza's hand has gone down. Faith, are you saying something?
Okay, madam, what if I say that hardly had Tom just joined the school of the director he had known for a long time when he got trouble with?
Faith, you can't use hardly and then you use just. Hardly means just. So it would be repetition. Something that just happened. Hardly had. Okay, Cynthia? Cynthia?
Hardly had Tom joined the school. I'm sorry. Hardly had Tom joined the school than when he got into trouble with the director. He knew for a long time.
Cynthia, you've been breaking, so your answer is not clear. Agnes, can you be the last person? Ninsima?
Hardly had Tom joined the school when he got into the trouble with the director of the school, him he had known that.
Okay, Agnes, I had said earlier, you can't have the school twice in your sentence. So remove it, replace it with a pronoun. Because this particular question is actually testing your use of pronouns. Okay, both relative pronouns and personal pronouns. Son, because you're a gentleman, I'll allow you to do this. Mainly females have been answering. I hope it is actually a male.
Okay.
Hardly had Tom just joined the school when he got into trouble with the director, whom he had known for a long time.
Nelson, we said that hardly and just have the same meaning, so you can't have both of them in a sentence. Okay, so let's take Luther's answer. Hardly, I hope we are writing somewhere. Hardly had Tom joined the school when he got into trouble with its director, okay? Because when you said that director, it could be the director of any other school, but this is the director of that very school. So hardly had Tom joined the school when he got into trouble with its director, whom he had known for a long time. So if someone puts whom he had known, they are correct. Who he had known, I think would also be okay. I don't know what teacher Deborah has to say about that. Who and whom?
Saturday, whom would be better?
Okay. Thank you, teacher Deborah. Pretty, your hand is up. Is that a question?
Yes, teacher. I just wanted to ask for pardon. I beg.
Okay, the answer is hardly had Tom joined the school when he got into trouble with its director, whom he had known for a long time. Okay. I hope you've picked it pretty.
Yes, teacher.
Okay. Sandra, you're saying in the chat that your answer is correct, but it is not. It is missing a relative pronoun. So correct. Okay, I think we can move to the next number, 8. Agnes, I hope your hand is up for number 8. Please go ahead.
Nobody doesn't need a friend.
Okay, please read the question for us as well.
Everybody needs friends. Be right, think nobody.
Okay.
The answer is nobody doesn't.
Okay, thank you, Agnes. Nobody does not need a friend. Please remember to write it in full. Does not. Do not contract it to doesn't. So this particular question is testing your use of double negatives. Okay, so nobody does not need a friend. Thank you very much. Judith William, are you asking? Okay. Smile, are you asking?
No, I want to give the answer for number 13.9.
Okay. I don't know if there's anyone else asking about 13.8. I think we can move on.
Yeah, I'm asking.
Yes, Luther.
Sure. In the question, it says everybody needs friends. So in the answer, don't we have to say nobody doesn't need friends? Or is it supposed to be a friend?
Oh, you're asking if it can be nobody does not need friends.
Yes, teacher.
Teacher Deborah, what do you think about that?
Teacher Teddy, I think friend would be right.
Okay, nobody does not need friends.
Because it was plural in the question. So much as we are talking about this nobody, they remain friends. I think it can do.
Okay, so we can have both answers. Thank you. So 13.9, there's someone who had booked to answer that. Who was that? Yes, Smile. I think it was you.
13.9 says, let's do the exercise. Add a question tag. And my answer, I think it's, let's do the exercise. Shall we?
Very good. So I hope we still know our rules of adding question tags. If it is a request, then we use shall. If it is a command, close that door. What question tag would follow? If it is a command, will you? Thank you very much. So please just keep that in mind. If it is a request, we use shall. If it is a command, we use will. Ryan, are you asking a question?
Yes.
Go ahead.
If the question was, let us do the exercise, what would be the tag?
It would still be the same. Shall we? Because us, when you change it to, that is an object pronoun. Yes, it would become, when you change it to a subject pronoun, it would become shall we. Okay, so us is an object pronoun. In that case, it would become shall we. I hope I've answered your question. Mercy, are you asking a question?
Yes, madam. Madam, I thought it's shan't we? Got the positive sentence.
Teacher Deborah?
Yes, Teacher Teddy.
Mercy is asking, can't the question tag be shan't we because it's a positive?
Teacher Teddy, are you getting me? I was off. I had dropped a bit.
Yes, we can hear you.
Was it a question? Because I
Yes.
wasn't getting.
Mercy, I think, is the one who asked for number 13.9. Because
Yes,
it's a positive statement. Let's do the exercise. Why can't the question tag be shan't we?
Well, Teacher Teddy.
Yes, please.
What she ought to know is there is a change of rules when it comes to the will and shall. Just like I had said, when it's a command, we use will. When it's a request, shall. Now, the negative, changing negative and positive may not be applicable in this case.
Okay, thank you very much, Teacher Deborah. So for commands and for requests, the negative is not applicable. Norbert, are you asking a question?
No.
Okay, but your hand is up. Do you want to do the next number?
Kinda.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. It's number 10. It
Yes.
says it was mean of you to lie to your parents. Begin with you. So my suggestion is that to lie to your parent was mean of you. Lie to your parents was mean of you.
Very good. What is the punctuation in your answer? Norbert?
I need a rescue there.
Okay, who is going to rescue Norbert? What is the punctuation in the answer he's given? Yes, Eliza?
Hey, okay.
Madam, I think it's the full stop.
Eliza, you're not clear. Please be louder.
I think it's the full stop.
That is what Eliza thinks. Kennedy?
I think there is a comma in the sentence.
Where is the comma?
Where he first said that to lie to your parents, then there is a comma. From there, then you continue with the sentence was mean of you.
Okay, thank you very much, Kennedy. I hope we have noted that punctuation. It is correct. Thank you very much. So, people, when you're dealing with rewrites, you have to follow the grammatical rules to the letter. When you miss a comma, it costs you marks. Okay? So commas, full stops, exclamation marks, question marks, try and make sure that you have the correct punctuation as well as the correct answer. I hope that is clear. So I think we've done enough grammar for now. We'd better move to some summary writing. Letitia? Letitia, your hand is up.
I have a question. Why is it that what is the rule behind adding a comma for this particular sentence?
I didn't catch that.
I'm saying that what is the particular rule for adding a comma to that specific sentence?
Oh, why do we add a comma? Okay, in this particular case, it is to emphasize that what this person did is what is mean. So the lying to the parents is what is mean. So the comma there is just to emphasize that. Okay, so I think we can move on to summary writing. And we have two summary passages, but I think we'll only look at one. And maybe before we even look at it, just a few rules to remind you about summary writing. Okay, so probably before we even look at this question, there are certain things we need to be reminded of in summary writing. Teacher Deborah, please help me go through what's in the chat. I don't know if there are any questions there.
In the chat, Madam, what is the answer of number 13.3? Teacher, would you please remind me about question 13.8?
Okay, probably we'll go back later. Okay, so just a few rules on summary that you need to remember when you're writing your summary. Teacher Deborah, I think you can come in whenever you would want to.
Okay. I'm following.
Okay, so as you write your summary, there are a few things that you need to remember that should be on your summary or in your summary. The first one is a title, and the title comes from the question. So don't pick your title anywhere. Just pick it from the question. Everything that usually comes and after the word summarize becomes part of your title. Then in summary, we only have one paragraph, okay? So please make sure that your whole summary is in one paragraph. And by one paragraph, I mean you start a few centimeters from the margin, and then everything else is continuous. Then you must make sure you have a topic sentence. Your starting sentence should actually show what you are talking about. Now, the reason for this topic sentence, you'll find that sometimes you'll have a question that asks, in 100 words, summarize the advantages and disadvantages of maybe wearing a mask. If that is a question you have, then if you're beginning with the advantages, after you have written your title, you write the advantages of wearing a mask are, and then you continue with your summary. Then when you finish the last advantage and now you want to begin the disadvantages, remember it's one paragraph, so you continue from where you have put a full stop. There, your topic sentence will now change to the disadvantages. Also include etc. So you must have a topic sentence which shows what you are writing about. Then punctuation is also crucial when you're writing your summary. Make sure you have the commas where they are supposed to be, and you shouldn't have more than 2 commas in a sentence, okay? 2 commas should be the maximum. Make sure your full stops are where they are supposed to be. If they are, I don't know, other punctuation marks, please make sure that you follow them as they are in your passage. Then, of course, your sentences must be complete sentences and they must make sense. Then you don't add more than 3 points together, especially if they have been put as 3 separate sentences. So the maximum number of points you can have in one sentence is 3. That is maximum. Then, of course, your spelling should be correct. Remember, you're picking from what is in the passage. So don't give chance to write the wrong spelling. And the tense that is in the question is the tense that you should use when you're writing your summary. So it is very possible to have a passage that is in the past tense, but if the question says, summarize the effects of smoking now, then you have to change your tense to suit the question. I hope that is clear. Teacher Deborah, anything else to add that I could have forgotten?
No, just to emphasize that the topic sentence, or actually even the title, come from the passage. We don't create it on our own. So you have to look at what the passage, rather the question requires you to answer, and then formulate a title and an opening statement. I think that is about it. Otherwise, everything was clear for me.
Okay, thank you, Teacher Deborah. Okay, please remember to edit. Do all your editing in your rough copy. Don't cross out the rough copy. I repeat, don't. Some of us have the habit of putting that one line through the rough copy. Please don't cross it out. Include all the important words in your answer, and you must always show the number of words that you have used on the fair copy. Please don't tell lies, because whoever is marking your paper actually counts these words. So please ensure that you count word for word, and then you write the number of words. Okay. I think those are things that we need to remember when we are doing summary. So now I think with that, or with those reminders, we can look at the passage that we have. Kennedy, you have a question?
Yes, there is where I wanted to consult that if I'm concluding, am I supposed to say that in conclusion, then I continue with my last sentence through that?
Teacher Deborah, do you want to answer that?
Okay, thank you for that question. Now, the whole point is for you to summarize. So once you start by adding more words, you find yourself at a loss because you'll have added words that are not at any point. We can know that this person is now tending towards conclusion. You don't have to include the in addition to, rather in conclusion, I want to say that the passage is about this. No, you don't have to, okay? You are limited by words, so don't add words that do not really add value to your summary.
Okay, thank you, Teacher Deborah. Judith William, you're asking something?
Yes, teacher. My first question is about the title. You've talked about the title, but then still, how do you write it? Because for some people do say you partially capitalize and put in inverted commas, and others say write in capital letters. Another thing, it's about how many commas should we use in the body when you're introducing a sentence.
Teacher Deborah, do you want to answer that?
Teacher Teddy, first off, I am changing devices, so I'm going to answer from another device.
Okay.
Okay, I don't know whether you can get me here.
Yes, we can hear you.
So the first question was to do with the title. Yes, you can write the title in capital letters. You can capitalize the important words of the title, and then you underline your title to make it stand out as usual. And then she's asking about how many commas are supposed to be used in the body. Always ensure that you have a maximum of 2 commas, because we even discourage listing of points. Okay, so 2 commas would be enough, and 2 ands. The word and, the conjunction and, they should still not be more than 2 in a sentence, because then you'll start to ramble. You write a sentence of 5 lines. So ensure that you have about 2 commas in a sentence, 2 conjunctions in a sentence, so that you do not ramble. I don't know whether that answers it adequately. Teacher Ted, you could add something.
Yes, Teacher Deborah, I think that is adequate. But where you can, please have only one and. Okay, where you can, don't have the same conjunction in the same statement. Okay, I don't know if there's another hand. Letitia?
Yes, my question is where you say that we should not cross out the rough copy. If I use a pencil to cross out and maybe I put up like the word I'm going to substitute it with, does that count as crossing?
No, Letitia, I think you didn't understand what I said. It is okay to edit. So you can cross and put other words that you're going to replace with using pen. That is fine in your rough copy. The crossing that I said don't cross out is there are people who cross from the top of the rough copy up to the end, that one line. That is not accepted. Okay, so you write your rough copy and leave it there. Don't cross it out. But you can cross out words and replace them with whatever you want to replace them with. Letitia, I hope I've answered your question.
Yes.
Okay, Hanks, you're going to be the last, and then we'll get a few people to read this passage for us as we pick out answers.
I wanted to read.
Oh, thank you very much. So because of time, we are not going to do what you would do normally. Normally, you would first read through the passage to get a feel of what it is. Then you read the question and then come back to pick out your answers. So we're going to do it the other way around. So as someone is reading, then you tell me if there are answers there or not. Okay? So the question is, in not more than 120 words, summarize the passage, bringing out the effects of divorce to children. So our title in this case, what would it be? Remember I said we get the title from the question. What would our title be before Hans reads for us? Yes, please.
I think the title could be the effects of divorce to children.
Very good. Thank you very much. So the effects of divorce to children. If there is an article, the or a or some, you carry that article. It must be part of your title. Okay, and then you can choose, are you going to capitalize the title or you're going to capitalize just the T and then you underline? So you need to take that decision. But I usually tell students it is best that you underline so that your title stands out. Remember, they don't give marks for titles, but you lose marks when you don't have a title. So please be very cautious when you are writing. Okay, so now that we know our title and the fact that we are looking out for effects of divorce to children, then we can now read the passage. So you let me know as we read where the effects are. Hans, you'll be the first to read the first paragraph. Then Liana, you'll take us through the second one. And Faith, the third, then I need another boy. But okay, let's start with Hans.
Madam, scroll. Scroll up.
Hans, I don't know what you want to see up. This is the beginning of a question.
Your screen is dark.
Hey.
Okay.
Teacher Deborah, is my screen dark?
No, I can see it.
Read the
clearly.
following passage carefully. Many studies have shown that it is best for children. Many studies have shown that it is best for children to have both parents in their lives. Even if a step parent is not abusive, it will be difficult for a child to form the kinds of bonds or relationships they have with their birth parents. If you are planning to get a divorce, it is important to do everything you can do to make sure that your children have some kind of emotional support beyond you and your ex-husband or wife, whether it is seeing a psychologist or just looking for social interactions that will not be affected by the divorce.
Okay, thank you very much, Hans. So remember, we are looking for the effects of divorce to children. Is there any effect here that we see? By show of hands, if someone has seen an effect, please raise your hand. Tony?
Yes, madam.
Have you seen any effect?
No.
Okay. Agnes, have you seen any effect?
No, but madam, I'm asking, how are we going to get the topic sentence?
Agnes, the topic sentence comes from your title. It's supposed to show what you're going to write about. Okay, so you would ideally begin your summary by saying the effects of divorce on children, or one of the effects of divorce on children is, okay? So as long as you have that part of the question or your title, effects of divorce, that is what forms your topic sentence. I hope I've answered your question.
Yes, thank you, madam.
You're welcome. So it looks like we don't have a point in the first paragraph, do we? Liana, do you see any point? Your hand is still up.
No, I'm up because I'm going to read the second paragraph.
Okay. So I think we can move on to the second paragraph. Over to you, Liana.
All right. One of the hardest parts of divorce for the children is trying to maintain a stable life while living between two homes. Regardless of how hard you and your former spouse may try, it may prove impossible to share custody or the care of the children that provides a consistent routine for your child. Unfortunately, it's not easy to lessen the impact of constantly having to travel from one home to another. Open communication with your child is the best way to ensure that his or her needs are met as much as possible.
Okay, thank you, Liana. Has anyone seen any effect on children, effect of divorce on children? Tony, are you saying something?
No, madam. I'm still.
Okay, Peace, are you saying something?
I think there is this point of trying to maintain a stable life while living between two homes.
Okay. So, trying to maintain a stable life while living between two homes. So children find it hard to maintain a stable life while living between two homes. Okay, that is one effect. Anything else that someone sees in this paragraph?
Immaculate, his hand is up, yes.
Hey, she has run away. Yes, Immaculate.
Sorry, madam. Madam, I also had the same point.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Agnes?
And then there's this point of it may prove impossible to share your custody or the care of the child that provides a constant routine for your child.
Let's go back to the question. Oops, what did I just do? Okay, so the question, summarize the passage bringing out the effects of divorce to children. If we look at the point that has just been given, regardless of how hard you and your former spouse may try, it may prove impossible to share custody or the care of a child that provides a consistent routine for your child. Is this effect to the child or to the parents?
Parents.
Thank you. I think it's to the parents, though when you closely look at it, it is actually still connected to the fact that children find it hard to maintain a stable life while living between two homes. Okay. Anyone else who thinks that there's a point here, please raise your hand. If there is no other point, I think we can move on. Okay, there was someone who was supposed to read the third paragraph.
It was me, madam.
Yes, Faith, go ahead.
Even though many children today come from broken homes, there is still an enormous social burden placed on the child. Among other things, if a child has to go from one parent's home to another on the weekends, they miss out on virtual socializing opportunities with their school friends. You will also find that the constant disruption over the holidays will also take a toll on normal social development.
Okay, thank you, Faith. Are there effects in this paragraph? If so, where are they? Any effects here?
Yes, teacher.
Yes, Melissa, go ahead. Okay. Agnes?
I think they bit on virtual socializing opportunities with their school friends.
Before you even get to that one, isn't there something else? Faith? Thank you, Agnes. Eliza?
There is still an enormous social burden placed on the child.
Okay, thank you. So, one effect is that there is an enormous social burden that is placed on the child. Thank you. Then there is that point that was given earlier, that the child misses out on vital socializing opportunities with their school friends. Okay, because they have to go from one parent's home to another on the weekends. So as their friends are socializing, for them, they are moving from home to home, from one parent's house to another. So because of that, they miss out on vital socializing. And when they miss out on this vital socializing, what happens? Any other point in this paragraph? Yes, Tony? Tony, are you saying something?
Madam,
Are you saying something? Your hand is up.
yes.
Please go ahead.
There's this point, like they will also find that the constant disruption over the holidays will also take a toll on normal social developments.
Very good. So there's also that point that the constant disruption of the child over the holidays will take a toll on their normal social development. Thank you very much. So practically every sentence in this paragraph is a point. Okay? Can I get a gentleman, if possible, to read the fourth paragraph for us? And let's see if there are any points there. Any gentleman to read for us?
Tony's hand is up. Tony?
Yes. Hello?
Tony, please read. Please read the fourth paragraph.
Okay. When it comes to custody discussions, many couples choose one parent for weekend days and the other for weekends and holidays. Aside from being confusing, they are a number of this kind of arrangements. If you find that your children do not have as many friends at school, or that they are often frustrated with social situations, it may be a good indicator that the custody arrangements are contributing to the problem.
Okay, thank you very much, Tony. Are there any effects in that paragraph? Norbert, your hand is up. You ran away.
No, there is no effect.
I doubt if there is any effect there.
Please read carefully. Yes, please.
I think there is this effect because of the custody arrangements that may cause the children having many friends at school and them being frustrated with social situations.
Okay, very good. There is actually a point. Remember, we are looking at effects of divorce on children. So if someone is saying that if you find that your children do not have as many friends at school, or that they are often frustrated with social situations, it may be a good indicator that the custody arrangements are contributing to the problem. This is an effect. So for some children who do not have many friends, or who are often frustrated with social situations, the cause may actually be the divorce. It's a good indicator that these custody arrangements are contributing to the problem. So it is an effect. Okay, it can lead children not to have many friends, or it can lead children to be frustrated with social situations. Please don't be in a rush to sideline points. Read carefully and make sure you internalize before you decide if something is a point or not. Okay, so I hope we have seen that. Mali, are you asking something? Your microphone is open. Mali, we cannot hear what you're saying. Okay, then there is this last paragraph. Rather than simply ignore the fact that your child's social life is being disrupted by divorce, it is important to face this fact and take steps to amend the situation. Does anyone see any point here? Felista, are you answering our question? Okay, is there a point in the last paragraph?
No.
Okay, thank you, Norbert. So the last paragraph does not have any points. Now, the reason I was taking you paragraph by paragraph is because when you're also reading, you must read paragraph by paragraph so that you write the points the way they appear in your passage. So as you read, please make sure that you read paragraph by paragraph and choose your points paragraph by paragraph. Somebody is saying I'm giving off an echo. Teacher Deborah, is that true?
Yes, there is a bit of echo, though we can bear with it, I guess. You're audible.
Okay, but that means that there's someone whose microphone is on or video is on. Because I'm in the same place that I have been. Okay, sorry about that. So I hope you can get whatever is left. Okay, so after you have picked out your points, please make sure you write them in one paragraph, count out your words, and then write also the number of words that you have written in your fair copy. So when you do that, I think you would be good to go after following all the other rules that we looked at when we were beginning to look at the summary question. Melissa, please close your microphone so that I don't give people echoes. Okay, so I guess that's it for the summary question. So your duty now will be to sit down and write out what we have looked at. We're running out of time, but I really wanted us at least to look at the report. And I think we'll end our seminar there. So I'm going to request for about 15 minutes for us to look at the report. Then we can end our seminar there. Fiona, you're asking a question?
Excuse me, madam.
Yes, please.
Like in rough copy, am I allowed to just list my points? Then in a fair copy, paragraph, I make one paragraph.
Teacher Teddy, let me take on that.
Please do. Thank you.
The purpose for writing a rough copy is trying to lay out how you want your points to be. Okay, so the moment you start listing out points in the rough copy, you're likely to cross out in the fair copy, because then you'll be writing new work in the fair copy, and yet you need to do all the practice and elimination that you need to do in the rough copy. So try to write out your summary the way you would want it to appear in the rough copy. Then, based on what you want to make it, whether to cut out a few words or make additions, do that in the rough copy and then transfer something that is final to the fair copy. When you list, be sure to cross out in the fair copy, and then you lose marks for that. Or you find yourself having more words and wanting to cross out, and therefore you'll have poor work done. Okay, so
Thank you,
try to
madam.
do what you want to do in the fair copy.
Thank you, madam.
Okay,
You're
thank you,
welcome.
Teacher Deborah. Please allow me to look at number 2. You give me what you think, and then I'll also just wind it up with what should be part of your report. Can I get someone to read this question for us? Number 2. Priscilla Mbasi. Priscilla. Mercy, can you read the question for us?
The question says, your school has just finished the election of new prefects. Many of the candidates who lost have formally complained about the many irregularities that mar the just concluded elections. The headmaster has asked you, as the chairman of the school electoral committee, to carry out investigations and establish the truth regarding the complaints raised by the affected candidates. Having carried out investigations, prepare your report to be handed into the headmaster. Use 250 to 300 words.
Okay, thank you very much. Is there anyone who would like to tell us something about this question? What would they do if they got this question? And what kind of report is being asked for here? Anyone who would like to tell us? Okay, probably by show of hands, how many of us have looked at report writing at school?
Madam, I think it's a survey report.
Okay, so we have a good number of people who have looked at report writing. Somebody is saying it's a survey report. In a way, it is, but it's more of what we call an investigative report. Okay?
Teacher Teddy?
Yes, please.
I'm kindly requesting Mali. Mali, please mute. You're causing an echo and a terrible one. Thank you. That is it, Teacher Teddy.
Okay. Sorry about that. I'm quickly running out of battery and it looks like we don't have power. So if I go off, then Teacher Deborah, you take over. But okay, if we look at the question, clearly it is asking us to investigate. There's been an election of new prefects and many of the candidates lost, or some of the candidates lost, and they complained about the election irregularities. And because of their complaints, the head teacher asked you to do some investigation so that you find out the truth, if the irregularities were there or they actually were not. Because sometimes some people say they were cheated and yet in reality they were not. So you're supposed to carry out the investigation and now you write a report. So the investigation has happened and you're supposed to prepare the report that you're handing in to the head teacher. Okay, so those are the crucial points of the question. Now, in investigative reports, since some of us have done some report writing, I'd like to believe that we know that there are general reports. Then we also have what we call the investigative reports. We also have the other ones. Well, there are different types of reports. So you need to know from the question. There are also incidental reports, what report you're actually writing. Now, on your gadget, you can take a very quick screenshot of this. In this particular question, this is the format that you would have to follow. So you would have your title. Remember, it is a report. So to who or to whom are you writing this report? So what is it about? On what? Where and when? So your title would probably be something like a report on the complaints on the elections, or a report on the election complaints to the head teacher, or a report on the election complaints or a report on the election that happened between this day and this day in the school main hall to the head teacher. So you make sure that your title has the person to whom you're writing the report to, what is this report about, where, the dates, and then the when. Okay. Sorry. Okay, so after you have written your title, then you can move to the introduction. Now, in this introduction is where you give a brief. Maybe there was an election on this and this day, and some of the people that did not or were not elected complained. So there should be an introduction. And because of their complaint, the head teacher asked you to investigate. Okay, so the introduction becomes your very first subtitle. And then you can, in a paragraph, say something about why this report is being given. Then you can have your procedure or the methods you use to investigate. So you can choose which subtitle you're going to use. And then you can talk about maybe how you did a survey, or how you interviewed people, or how you met the body that controls the election. So what did you do to get the information that you're going to talk about in your report? Then afterwards, you can talk about your findings. What have you found out? Okay, so from the survey you carried out, are there people who are actually saying that yes, they cheated or they saw something happening, etc. So that is all in your findings. And everything should be in paragraph form. Then you can have your conclusion where you now give your opinion. So from all that you have researched or investigated and found out, do you think that there was actually cheating that happened? Do you think that the election should be redone?
No.
So in your conclusion, you give your judgmental opinion. And then after you have given your opinion, you can now recommend. Okay, are you recommending that the elections are redone or that the people should actually rest their case because there is no evidence that there was anything that went wrong, etc. So you recommend in paragraph form. And then lastly, because it's a report, you have to sign it. So on the left-hand side, you write compiled by, you put your comma, then you move on the line below, you write your signature, and then on the line below, you write your name, and then your title. So you're investigating as who, okay? So title could be as the head prefect, whatever is in the question really becomes your title. So you make sure you answer all that the question has asked of you. And this is a format that you would use. So each of these become subtitles which you underline. Of course, apart from the last one, where you just write compiled by, you don't write signing off. So really, that is the format that you would use in writing this report. Okay. Teacher Deborah, I don't know if there are any questions.
There was a hand by Queen, but I think her question has been answered. The hand has gone down.
Any other questions?
Not really.
Okay, so I hope we have now revised a bit of our report writing, and please make sure that you have registered, and also make sure that you give feedback on the link they have sent to your WhatsApp group of the help lessons that you have had in these 2 weeks. Teacher Deborah, I don't know if you want to add something before we end this.
No, Teacher Teddy, that is it for the format. Thank you.
Okay, quickly, please take a screenshot. We are using the same room as the sixes, so we need to leave it. Take notes back. You're asking a question.
Yes. Do we use the same format when writing an activity report?
No, the format is different. For the activity report, it is what they taught you in class. So.
Okay, thank you.
The format is different. Shadai, you're asking a question. Shadai. Tony, we need to leave this room. My 15 minutes are about to end.
Madam, like me, I'm requesting for some report, like example of some reports.
Tony, like I said, we have do you want samples or just examples?
Yes, to be posted in the group, maybe.
Okay, we will see how to do that. We'll see how to do that.
Thank you.
Okay, so I think that's it from my end. Thank you very much for participating. Clearly, the girls have taken that day. The boys participated less, but there were some boys who were really good, like Luther and Tony, and I think there was a Norbert. So thank you very much for participating.
Thank you so much, Teacher Teddy, for the lesson. I'm going to request the O levels to go out of the room. We are going to close this room for just 3 minutes. The meeting is going to be ended, and then just join again. Just join again such that the recordings don't add up. So Teacher Teddy, you can end the meeting, and then the senior 6 rejoin again.